Hi Libra, this is Amanda Nardozzi. This reading is going to be from May 6th to May 12th. You also have a new moon in Taurus coming up on May 7th, so keep an eye out for that. See how it affects you. Go look at your favorite astrologers, and you can tune in and see how it affects your chart. I also have intuitive astrology videos posted for the new moon and full moon, so it's a new thing that I just started. I'm very excited about it, so stay tuned for that if you want to keep up with that. And as always, drop into your heart space, let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you, which messages are for others. I will tune into my guides and spirit team as well so I can channel appropriately from the highest love and channel with empowering messages for our Libra collective. I'm hearing stay in the game, so if some of you are planning on, like, quitting something, Spirit wants you to keep going. Stay in the game. I see that. So with the focal point of the Four of Cups, so let me pull the rest of your cards and then we'll talk about it. So stay in the game. The Four of Cups is indicating that's usually when we're given lots of options or we're given a few options and none of them are really quite to our liking. We don't really quite fancy everything that's being put before us because it's not what we were envisioning as the end result. And the thing with the Four of Cups is that, you know, when the Four of Cups is present in a situation, and it's interesting, I love talking about this because this is the Pokemon deck, right? This is the Pokemon Tarot. So how this goes, and I'll explain why this is important in a second, is because Eevee can evolve into many different kinds of Pokemon depending on which opportunity it takes, which stone it takes. And once you evolve, you can't really go back. So some of you may fear that if you take an opportunity, if you drink from one of these cups, if you take one of these stones, that the doors are closed on everything else. And while that may be true temporarily, you neglect to, it's almost like there's a reality that's neglected here, in that when you choose a path, there are so many more that open up as you go down the road. And it could be better than you have even thought. Could have been better than you even dreamed. There are some moves that, like, there are some abilities that one evolution has for this Eevee. There are some evolution, or there are some abilities that this one stone can give this Pokemon, but they're completely different than the other stone. Does that make sense? So, like, and they can get really powerful. They all have their own power. There's, like, innate abilities with each one. And I'm not going to say the path is drastically different from each cup that you take. It all feels like for you it's on a similar vein, Libra. It almost feels like you are stuck between kind of like 5 different shades of the same blue, if that makes sense. So it's almost like you can still use the same skills, the same passions, the same inspirations, but they're just being channeled in different ways, or they're taking different forms. But you're still doing the same thing, but maybe in slightly different ways, and then it looks a little different. You have, oh, you know what? This is the Two of Cups. You have the Two of Cups here. And the Two of Cups with the Page of Wands. Okay, so the Two of Cups, this could be just the energy of working with a partner or being with a partner. Like maybe there's a new love interest on the horizon here. You might actually have options for a love interest. Like you might have a few potential suitors. And I do feel like there is somebody, if this is not someone in your energy, like going out and meeting this person, there is like this attractive energy in your, oh, hang on, let me tune in and see. It's like a person that you find attractive. It's a person that excites you. If you're already in a relationship with this person, it's almost like they stoke the flames of your fire. Like they stoke those flames, and it's almost like they're hyping you up, like they're your hype man. Or hype woman. But it's like this connection helps you be the leader that you want to be. And to manifest the things that you want. And it's almost like it's through this other person that helps you see the cup that you want to drink from. It's almost like the presence of this other person, like, brings certain areas of your life, like it highlights certain things. Like maybe they say, oh, I noticed, that you tend to do XYZ. And that might be something, that might be just a part of your self-awareness that just hasn't been brought up yet. And you're like, oh, snap. Like, and then it's almost like you learn something about yourself through someone else. And then that helps excite you a little bit more, or somebody is helping you create something and it's like, oh my gosh. So if this is a partner, current partner that you have, or somebody who's like in your energy, this doesn't even have to be like a romantic partner, though the Page of Wands can indicate like somebody who is like maybe young, but Page of Wands is like somebody new, somebody fresh faced. Maybe they might be a little naive, or maybe a little goofy, because like, Page indicates like some type of I don't know, like a curiosity. Sometimes it can indicate inexperience, but somebody fun and exciting is kind of the main thing that I'm getting, because I get for some of you it's like somebody who's older, but and this doesn't have to be a romantic partner either if that's not something you're looking for. This is like Two of Cups symbolizes not only a romantic connection, but it can be just a soul connection. So like a very, very close friend that you have could be like, your hype person, like, yeah, go, like, they could be like being your soundboard and feeding you ideas and such, and stoking the excitements of that flame here. Excuse me. You also have the Six of Wands. This is that leadership I was talking about. So wanting to lead the way on a certain project, or it's almost like I'm hearing like, give me more. So like you could be like moving in a direction where you're like, oh my gosh, like you've almost, I don't know, maybe you like, I'm feeling like maybe you tried something with this gift or this skill, or maybe you had done something before. You've been in a position where you were a leader before. You've done something and then you almost got a taste of what it felt like to be more aligned with you, it's almost like having a little bit more power. I don't want to say it's like power and control, because that's not really what I mean, but it's almost like a position of leadership, or it's like you dictating your path or manifesting or creating something and then going, holy cow, this was really cool. And you've almost tasted a little bit of success with it, because the Six of Wands does indicate success. And it's almost like, wow, like let's get more, like let's see what else I can do with this, right? You also have the Five of Swords parallel with it though. So you might have tensions, or you might, like, Five of Swords does indicate competition. So if this is like a promotion that you're gunning for, other people might be trying to get this promotion too. So you might be up against other people. And what I would say here is, doing your best and just being authentic without trying to tear down the other person, because it's almost like you spend more energy getting involved trying to like diss the competition or bring them down, when you could be spending that energy beefing yourself up and making you look cool. Like, you know what I mean? It's almost like spend that energy on you, spend that energy on your own, because your leadership should stand on its own. It should speak for itself. Your actions speak for themselves. So when someone's trying to cut you down with words, when they're trying to come at you because there are tensions at play, or when someone's coming at you with like an energy of jealousy, just know that that's their karma to work through. That's their stuff they need to work on, and that's a reflection of their character. So it's almost like, not to kind of be like uppity a little bit and go, I'm better than you, but just the Spirit's like, that'll suffice. I would say lean into that, lean into that energy of like being the bigger person here and being like, you know what, let them spend all of this negative energy, because then it's just going to create negative energy for themselves. It's like a law of attraction type of thing. So make sure that you're standing on your own with your accomplishments, that you're being proud of it, that you're kind of staying in your own lane with that, and try not to join in the game. Try not to. It's so interesting because like I'm hearing stay in the game, but other people might try to push you out of the game, or the situation might prove a little difficult and you might be wondering whether, you'd want to stay in the game or not. But Spirit's like, keep going, just stay in your lane, focus on your own stuff, and then your actions will speak for themselves. And then I'm hearing like, if you do get picked, or if you are standing in leadership, then awesome. But if you don't, then, well, you're not really in a space where it's recognized at this time, which kind of bites, and then we'll have to move from there. But that's just one of those things where you're gonna have to tune into your intuition. That's like a later thing. This week, it's just focusing on yourself and seeing what comes about it, or seeing what comes about, right? Take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. So a lot of your fellow signs are actually getting a similar card to this of taking a step back and relaxing. So just taking time to breathe out. It's almost like there's a lot of tension, when there's a lot of drama happening, or when there's a lot of stuff going on, and we tend to sometimes in periods of stress, we hold our breath and we don't realize it until we start to run out of it, and then we go, like, I feel like you just have to remember to tune into your body and figure out what it needs. It's not just tuning into your body, it's just tuning into your, no, hang on. I actually do see you relaxing. If you're someone that plays video games is coming to mind. So, like, you know, finding ways to decompress. Like, that's the specific word that's coming through. Not relaxing, but, like, decompressing. I know they're synonyms, but there's something about, like, you being in a very tense situation and then needing to, like, unwind in some way. Like, I'm getting tense shoulders and then needing to relax them or, like, find a way to decompress them so that they're not so tight, because it's almost like that tension can carry through with you. So it's a very specific type of decompress to channel. We're going to get into the next card here. Leave the past behind with last quarter moon in Capricorn. So leaving the past behind, I mean, most definitely, you can't really create something new if you are retelling stories of the past. And that's what this card is coming up with, is saying, hey, like, that shit happened already. We grabbed the lessons that we needed to, and we are moving on. So just make sure you're not retelling old stories in the past, because it will keep you there. The present is ever changing. Energy is always changing. So just move with the energy. Move with the energy, and you cannot go wrong. We also have Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. Y'all, we were just talking about this with the Page of Wands. It's stoking the flames of your passions. And it's almost like when you are following your passions, you see the horizon. Things are a lot brighter. So even if it's not in this current predicament, if it's not like a passion thing in your current predicament or whatever, or if most of your time is not indulging in your passions, that's fine, so long as you have it running alongside of something that you're doing, because it's almost like the sun shines a lot brighter when you are taking the time to do that. It's almost like things don't seem as scary, things don't seem as fearful, things don't seem as bad or heavy when we are working with our passions, because it gives us a greater sense of fulfillment and it gives us a greater sense of purpose. So there's just something there about letting them come alive. And this is one of those things where this is like an Amanda thing coming through of like, if you want it, like if your passions are coming to the point where they are consuming you, I say be human. Let it consume you, because creating is so, especially if you haven't done it in a while and you start creating it, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like definitely fall into that. Like lean into it. Obviously you have other duties and responsibilities. You've got kids, you've got a family, especially even if you're by yourself, like you need to take care of yourself. So definitely don't like fall behind on those things, but you know, close the door to other people for a while if that's what you need to do to create. Like, put out, like, you know, even if it's like temporary boundaries of like, okay, hey, like, let me focus on this for a while. You know, dropping like other events and stuff that you go to. That's fine. Like, I say go for it. Like, this is what it means to be like the creator. You don't have to be a hermit every time you create, but I think it's a beautiful process. So I think it needs to be honored. You know, life isn't always picture perfect. It does get messy. And I do think that we come here as people, like our souls come here and like to have the human experience. So even if you quote unquote know better, I think it's okay to be human, to make mistakes. Like learning and growing, yes, is important. Healing is important. All that stuff's important, but so is living, guys. So is living. Just live in it. Be free. Like, it says something about your passions that are setting you free here. You also have Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. Now is the time. Now is a very, very lucky time. So, honestly, I just feel like, I'm not going to say, like, everything's going to go absolutely fantastic, but it's almost like you get signs, you get synchronicities. It feels like the right type of energy to do something, to move forward with something. So, if you've been stagnant on this Four of Cups for a while, not really, you know, being choosy and not really, you know, being kind of apathetic about the paths before you, just understand that whatever you pick, there is a lot of luck and good fortune with that. There's a lot of good luck and fortune resting with you at this time. So just follow through with that, Libra, and then see what comes about it. Because again, the Four of Cups indicates some type of melancholy. So that might be energy that you're feeling at the moment. It is also just feeling a lack of it's almost like an indecision or a lack of enthusiasm towards like a particular path. So that being said, just know that whatever you pick, like keep your passions alongside you, keep your passions with you, and it helps light up your soul. It helps you breathe easier. It it helps you move forward and step into leadership. Like, I don't know, it's just helping you round out your character a little bit more and stand stronger in life that we have to live, in the life that we're living, right? So, that being said, let's roll some dice to see if we have any lasting messages for you before I send you on your way. You have 975. We're pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. Trust in the power of heaven. Your angels are close to you. One more time. Trust in the power of heaven. Your angels are close to you. So really try to lean into that trust. Because things will all work out. It's kind of one of those things where even if the situation doesn't play out the way that you want, it's still, like, it feels good in the long run. I feel like another one of your signs got that too, and I think it was it Gemini? I think it was actually one of the earth signs. Where the situation almost, even if, like, whether it plays out the way that you expect or not, it's almost like it's better for you in the long run, whether it does or whether it doesn't. But trust that angels are with you and they're trying to operate on your highest good. Just really trust the process on this one. That being said, Libra, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this helped. If this resonated, go ahead, like and subscribe and all the things. That way you can keep up to date with me. I post weeklies. I post collectives in between. It's a lot of fun over here. And if you want to learn tarot, I have postings on Instagram and Facebook. I update it probably weekly, every once in a while. I will post and talk about each individual tarot card, the different things that I've channeled through that. I try not to get too into the traditional tarot meetings just because those are everywhere. They're on, like, every tarot learning website there is. So I talk about the specific things that I've channeled through, what they mean for me. So that way you can kind of expand your knowledge on tarot or have a foundation for when you start. And I'm also offering personal readings, so I offer those through AmandaNarduzzi.com. Go ahead and take a look at the list, and then I think currently, if you are seeing this when this video comes out, it will take you to a, it'll, like, give you instructions for, like, sending an email and such, but it will be offered through there. So if you want a longer, more personalized reading, that's the place to get it. That being said, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.